Search, I heard something about Sound Exchange. I was wondering if I can get any bit of information on that, you know, as an independent artist.
Alright, so when you talk about payment for music, the first thing you have to understand is what part of the song do I own? Alright? Do I own a piece of the composition, which means I came up with the idea for the song? Or did I create the sound, which is either my voice or either an instrument? Alright? So those are two different types of copyrights, two different types of ownership. So when it comes to performance rights is anything that is played or performed publicly. So if they play your music at a sports game, NBA, NFL, you get paid. Alright? If they play it in an elevator, at a bowling alley, in a mall, on the radio, you get paid for that. Now, traditional performance rights only pays the songwriter. So if your music is played on traditional radio, they only pay the songwriter. You have something called digital performance rights. That's anytime your music is played on the internet radio, satellite radio, or digital radio. Alright? Anytime your music is played on that, the owner of the master gets paid as well. So traditional performance rights only pays the songwriter. Digital performance rights pays both. Alright, the owner of the master, which is the person who created the sound, and then they also pay for the person who wrote the song, the music, lyrics, melody, all that good shit. Sound Exchange pays the owner of the master, alright, the person who created the sound, the master sound recording, whenever your music is played on digital radio. So you get paid twice on digital radio. So if your music is played on Sirius XM, Pandora, or the Music Choice channel or the Muzak channel on your TV, they pay both sides of the copyright. They pay the writer and they pay the people who create the sound. Your basic PRO, which is Performance Rights Organization, ASCAP, BMI, CSAC, they're gonna pay you for your songwriting abilities, but then Sound Exchange pays you for being the owner or contributing to the master sound recording. I don't know if I broke that down enough. Did I make that make enough sense? Yep, so you talk about protection, you talk about payment. Everything in the music industry is divided into those two categories. Who created the idea for the song, which is the composition or the songwriters, and who created the sound. Alright, that's the sound recording. Those are the people who own the master. Master sound recording is one long word. If you ever looked at a record contract, it says master sound recording. What we do in the music industry, we just call it your masters for short. Alright, but it's master sound recording. So if you created any portion of the sound of a song, you need to register that song with Sound Exchange, so anytime it's played digitally, you get paid. You also need to make sure you register it with your basic PRO, which is ASCAP, BMI, CSAC, so that you can get paid for your songwriting abilities as well, your songwriting contribution. But that's what Sound Exchange does. It was created by the government. It is a non-profit organization created by the government to pay the people who own the master sound recording side of the song for digital performances.